Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Love Neon with Celebrities. Alright, so in this episode we are going to do something a little different. As you guys notice the background, I have this cute blue, beautiful butterfly surrounded by a bunch of hearts, kissies, X and O balloons, and I was thinking that this is the perfect wallpaper to use, or the perfect backdrop to use in this episode. So the reason why you see this backdrop, and normally I always show you the celebrity we're going to be pulling on today, because we're going to be doing something a little different. I thought about this within a week, and I was thinking, you know, why not? I haven't done any of these videos in a while. Actually, this will be the first time this year. Is it the first time this year? Yeah, the first time this year that I will be doing another 3-in-1 celebrity reading. But this is going to consist of couples, because yes, we're talking about Love Neon. This is not going to deal with anyone, you know, like a celebrity that is single and we're doing a future love reading. Although I could do that down the line, but we're not going to do that today. Alright, so it's basically a 3-in-1 reading and Love Neon, an episode of Love Neon mashed together. So I was thinking that this will be a doozy, and I was thinking this is going to be really good. You guys will really enjoy it. Let me stop my talking and I'll let you know who we're going to be pulling on today. So the couples we're going to be pulling on would be the relationship of Mariah Carey and andersonpaak. The new romance between former One Direction member louistomlinson and his new girlfriend zaramcdermott. And also, we're going to see what we can get a pull on the alleged romance, or the alleged couple, Pedropascal and jenniferaniston. Now, the romance between Mariah Carey and andersonpaak is one of these moments where I'm like, I got the pull on them. Long story short, they have been dating for like a while now. I wouldn't say like a long while. It was a little bit over, if I can remember. It could be early fall or late summer. It was reported that Mariah and Anderson are dating. From the looks of it, it was kind of surprising to me, and I know it was surprising to you guys as well, especially you big Mariah Carey fans, that she would go with Anderson. And it's a very, to me, it's like it's an odd duo. You know, Mariah, you know, she's elegant, she's classy, you know, she's been in the long run, you know, she's queen, she's diva, she's legend, she's all of that. And Anderson is the type of guy, you know, we already know he's an entertainer as well. We already know he is part of Silk Sonic with Cinnabon, Bruno Mars. And he's a genius in his own way too, but he's more like a, you know, sit back and, you know, chill, smoke a blunt type of guy. So I never really would ever think in a million years that Mariah Carey would consider andersonpaak, but I don't know, it's whatever homegirl wants. On Anderson's part, I'm like, Anderson, you better treat my girl Mariah right, okay? You better treat her right, because she has been through it. She's been through it with all the shit with Nick Cannon, and we already know Mariah Carey's timeline. Like, so we don't need you to be, you know, whispering, you know, nothings in her ear, or, you know, making the queen live it up, and you're not being about that, okay? So that's why this is one of the things that I most definitely wanted to pull on, is that I wanted to get the energy of these two. The next relationship we're going to be focusing on, and I decided to do this, you guys, before you even asked me. I was like, I wanted to do it. Like, why not? You know, you guys have been giving much love on my One Direction videos, and I thank you so much for that. So I beat you to it. So we're going to be focusing on the energy, or we're going to get a feel of what would be the events, allegedly what would be the events down the line pertaining to Louis Tomlinson and his new girlfriend, Zara McDermott. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, because I did a previous intro and I had messed up homegirl's name, but you guys know me long enough. I tend to mess up people's names. And again, this is not coming from me being salty because I'm a fan of Louis. You know, I love me some Louis, and he decided to date. He deserves love as well as all of us, okay? And we have to learn to accept that. So these two have been dating less than a month, or allegedly they could have known each other months prior. We don't know. But this is another one of those cases where, you know, this is a you know, a surprising romance. They come from two different backgrounds. I don't know much about his new girlfriend, other than that she participates in charities, and I read a little bit more of her. She comes from a educational background. She was a contestant on this show back in 2020, and somehow or another her and Louis had linked up. Now with homegirl here, this is a close-up picture of her. She was in a relationship with her ex-boyfriend. I don't know the name of the ex-boyfriend, but I will slap a picture of her and the ex together. But it was saying that they had dated a little bit over 5 years before they had broke up for whatever reason. I don't know. That's not what I'm focusing on. I cannot help if the energy decides to drag along in this reading between her and Louis. But long story short, they broke up, and now she's dating Louis, and it is reported that her ex is dating someone else as well. Okay, it was reported after this picture here. We can see Louis and Zara on a date together. And it was reported a couple of days ago that they recently, you know, they spend the weekend together, lovey-dovey. As you guys can see, this is them two together. Louis was recently at Coachella, and you know, she was not in the midst. I guess it was just one of those things about being discreet, you know, not trying to, you know, attract crazy 1D fans. I get it. This is another picture of them as well. We can see Louis being irritated as hell over the paparazzi. That's not new. Give the boy some space, y'all. Okay. All right. So we're going to get the myths upon these two. We're going to see what is the current energy, what will be the current energy. I'm getting a feeling like, I'm not sure, I'm getting a sense of a publicity stunt, but I don't want to say it yet, y'all. I don't want to say it yet. There's some things that I'm looking and I'm picking up on, but I don't want to say that too fast. We're going to see what the cards have to say, okay? And lastly, we're going to focus on the alleged romance of the alleged couple, Pedro Pascal and Jenniferaniston. Now, this was reported, I would say, probably about a month or 2 months prior, and I saw it and I was like, should I pull on this? You know, because, you know, pulling on Pedro ain't new to me. I do have some videos of him on my channel, and it was reported that they were spotted in this outing. They were spotted here together. Would appear that they look like they're on a date. That's what people say. Are they a new couple? We don't know. From the looks of the photo, it looks as though that it looks like, honestly, you guys, two friends hanging out, you know. And look at all the people around. You see all these people around. It's almost like they're together and they're talking about a new movie that they could be working on together. Like, who knows what? But it's not confirmed about whether Jennifer and Pedro are dating, so this is what we're going to be finding out in today's video. So you see, you guys, juicy, very, very juicy. So this is going to be popping, okay? Now, before I get started on these mini reads, I have to put in a disclaimer as always. Disclaimer, please keep in mind that every one of these stories are going to be mentioned in today's episode of Love Neon. Whatever I say is declared 100% alleged unless it's confirmed by the other persons, okay? Please be respectful, especially you guys with the whole thing with Louis. Don't come at me. Don't come on my comments with the nasty comments, okay? If you're a true fan of Louis, please be respectful, okay? On his end, and as well as the other two. Without further ado, we're going to get started. Alright guys, we are back. So before I get started, of course, since this is another episode of Love Neon, I have to show the viewers who are new to this episode what the series is based on. So these are my Love Neon cards here. They're actually called Neon Love. These are the card decks. This is what the series is based on. Long story short, I use this card deck periodically, and normally I will pull out 8 cards or 10 cards. It just depends on, you know, how I feel. And what we're trying to root for is, you guys notice the symbols that are on each card. So we have the lovers, we have the broken heart, we have the engagement ring, we have a go sign, we have a stop sign, we have a pony for Polly. That is the only card that you see, and just to name a few. So we have the Cupid's arrow. So depending on how many symbols that we get, or a specific pattern that we may get, that will reveal the secret message, that what this reading will be based on, what will be the events down the line pertaining to one's relationship. And of course, that if there aren't any secret messages, it's just declare uncertain, which in return for me, I just wait around like within a few months before I decide to pull on a person or a relationship again. So that's just my thing. Now in this case, as we are talking about 3 stories, of course, it's going to be at least a 6-card spread, because along with this card deck here, this is all the information that you would need to know. I see there's an option of a 4-card spread, a 3-card depending on the symbols you're going to get, and a 6-card spread. I'm sorry. And these are also some questions, and these are questions that I use periodically in these episodes about what are the challenges and obstacles, what are the events that will happen pertain to that particular relationship down the line, that kind of thing. And I'm sorry you guys, you can't see due to my nails. I'm hard at picking up things. Okay, so I already prayed over the cards. I already prayed over like my space, and I am asking Spirit for the assistance to get a little bit more in detail on this new relationship, and what would be the events that would happen, allegedly, what would be the events down the line that would happen for both Louis and Zara in this case. And we're going to show off the fact, you guys, of a little bit that I was saying on the intro, because I don't know. I haven't begun shuffling anything, but we're going to see if we can get the gist of that. So let's get ready. I have their pictures, and guys, I want to tell you, I know you can't see on camera, but this photo of Louis, it appears that it feels like I'm looking at him and his eyes look snake-like. I don't know if my vision's fucking with me, but Louis does have some mad color, eye-changing eyes. Like, he has some mad eyes that change colors. Like, well, he is like a kaleidoscope. He's got kaleidoscope eyes. All right, you guys. Okay, so my first question I want to ask, Spirit, pertaining to Louis and his new girlfriend Zara, what will be the events that will happen within this year? I'm going to say this year. Within this year of 2025, what will happen? What can Louis Thomason and Zara McDermott will expect this year within their love life? The card deck. or allow the card to fall. I would love to have the card to fall, but okay, it looks like it wants to stick out of the card deck. So let's see what the first response we're going to get. Oh, wow. You guys. Wow. That quick, huh? Ladies and gents, we have a perfect match. It still blows my mind how perfect we are together. It's as if we are made for each other. Oh boy. Okay, so that is a good thing. However, to me, I am not convinced, because I remember when I had did a reading. I believe I did a reading on one of my channels on another celebrity couple. I explained to myself, and I remember this when I did the reading on Evan Peters a couple months ago, almost a year ago. I did a reading and I explained that this is one of those moments, and I'm the type that now I realize, you guys, I am the type where I don't like to be pulling on relationships that are new, you know. And this relationship, we already know, of course, that it is a new relationship. This was, I believe this was almost over a month ago before we had found out, unless something in the card deck will come out and say that, okay, they knew each other for quite some time. This is one of those traits where they feel like that, you know, it's love at first sight. It's just the love is fresh. It's like there's not going to be like no bad, no nastiness or at this time starting out. That is, and I'm not wishing, you know, bad ill on nobody, but this to me symbolizes that right now everything is a good vibe. You know, they're enjoying one's company. It's a new love. Everything is fresh, and you know they could feel that within them both that, you know, it's a perfect match. Considering the fact that I disagree, because I found out homegirl here is a Sagittarius, he is a Capricorn, and fire signs and earth signs don't go together. I don't give a F about what you say in this situation. I don't know how, but they don't go together. No, look at Miley and Chris Hemsworth. So that's one of those examples. A perfect match. Let's see. Let me take out my romance angels. Let's see what the romance angels have to say. Okay, let's see what we have here. So these two cards came out. So the first card we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your life. And children. Your love life is being affected by children. Wow, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's look at the codependency real quick. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And it states with the codependency card, it says this card answers your question in perhaps a surprising way, because addictions are the culprit behind the issues you're attempting to resolve. This could be your own craving for a substance or unhealthy behavior, or it could be that your partner's addictions are impacting your love life. The card is also an indicator of childhood experiences in an addictive family. Addictions numb the heart to pain, but they can also demolish its captivity to love. Since love is the basics of your romantic partnership, addictions become a barrier of moving forward towards emotional intimacy. That is especially true if you're twisting yourself in knots to please a person whose dependency has lesser his or her captivity for happiness. That no one situation would negatively affect your self-esteem and your own happiness too if you continue. I'm going to start right there because that's just giving advice about, if you need support, there's worldwide areas for that. So we're going to stop right there. So it looks as though that a sentence caught my attention. It says that no one situation will negatively affect your self-esteem and your own happiness if you continue. So we already know the story of Louis. The term addictions had affected his family. He had lost a sister, zaramcdermott. I don't know much about her background, but upon looking at this card here, it is saying, and I feel like that is coming from her because you can see them too. They're two different people. So it's saying that, and I'm getting a feel of that if she were to like down the line, if she were to butt heads with Louis, and Louis could be like tough as nails, that per se, then that will affect her emotionally and mentally, because you can look at Louis and tell that Louis is tough. He's tough to me. He's tough as nails. I feel like you'll be in a whirlwind with him. And guys, I also want to screenshot his birth chart. Like, if you were to look at Louis's birth chart screams all the way Capricorn. Like, he is the embodiment of a Capricorn. That boy has more Capricorn in his chart than you can count. If you don't believe me, pull it up for yourself. He is a mess. That's why I feel like that reading upon this card about codependency, if she were to try to, I don't know, maybe like change him or try to sculpt him in a way, and he's determined into doing his own thing, that's going to be damaging to her. So you see where it says no win. It's a no-win situation, and it can affect your self-esteem and your own happiness if you choose to pursue this relationship down the line. So like I said again, with the perfect match, due to the fact that I feel that this is how it is right now, but down the line, allegedly, this could be one of the issues. So we'll put that one aside. The next card that we have children. It says your love life is being affected by children. Now, from what I see, on her side, there's no children, and of course for Louis does have a son, and I'm getting to feel like that this could be another case, like Louis and his daddy duties, that could be affecting allegedly. But let's read the definition behind this card. It indicates the romance angel sent you this card because children are a significant factor in your love life. Either you want them, or you or your partner, which is Louis has kids, he has a child, who are influencing your love life. This is a factor to consider when you desire to improve your romantic future. The angels honor and support all expressions of love, and they are willing and able to help you with any issue concerning children. In addition, this card can signify that you or your partner's inner child is affecting your relationship. This may mean that there is a need for playfulness or a lighthearted spirit, or it could signal that it's time to heal a childhood emotional wound. The loving nature of your inner child and children in general is supporting of healing work, especially when its intent is to bring more love. Okay, so it represents about Now, looking upon this card, it's giving two cases. It is either that one or the other has like a childish personality, or this could also indicate that due to the fact that there are children, it can affect the love life. So again, you guys, Louis does have a son, and from time to time he has to tend to daddy duties. This is one of the things that when you are in a relationship with someone that has children, you have to understand the fact that they have a responsibility to tend to those children. Of course. But it's saying that this could become a factor. So I feel like that is the main option pertaining to this card. It's an indicator that because due to the fact that there are children that could affect the relationship. So we have children. All right, let's shuffle for the next card. Okay, so you did have a second card, you guys. We have See what I told you guys? Allegedly, we have arguments. I just wish we had a healthier communication between us instead of all of this unnecessary conflict and bickering. So guys, yeah, it's one of those cases. This is one of the things that could happen down the line. There can be arguments. Like, see, like one button heads, going back to that codependency card. Let me grab, let's grab my Lover's Whispered Oracle card deck. Okay, let's see what this has to say. Alright, we have ghosted, disappear, silence, ignore, rejected. So allegedly, guys, the arguments could be so bad that one feel like, okay, I don't feel like talking to you, and walking away. Feel like disappearing. Let's see what else we're gonna get. What would be other events that would happen? Alright, guys, we have that roll the dice. We have that roll the dice card, taking a chance, risk, leap of faith strategy. So you guys know, like, you've been hearing me talking over and over about rolling the dice, taking a chance, making a choice to do this relationship, knowing the outcome, the alleged outcome, what will happen down the line. This is one of those cases where they took a chance within this relationship. Okay, let's see what else we're gonna get. Other events that will happen for him down the line. Okay. Alright, as we had the third card, magnetic attraction, alluring, lust, irresistible flirting. This goes back to the perfect match card, you guys. Again, this is this relationship is fresh. It's fresh. And upon looking at like the magnetic card, I'm getting to feel like this could be, you know, like one of those lustful relationships. See, lustful, irresistible, passionate. Passionate. Okay, all right, let's go. We're gonna try to pull the next card. Okay, so let's ask this next question. Spirit, what challenges and obstacles louistomlinson and zaramcdermott will experience within their relationship? Okay, we have another card, you guys. We have situationship. I don't think we need to label things or define our relationship. So, y'all, this is one of those cases where it is alleged that Louis and Zara, I feel like if you were to get them on camera and one would come out and, you know, ask about the relationship, I know Louis is going to say something smart. You know, hey, we kicking, but we see enough interviews with Louis. He's going to say something smart. If it was with her, what I feel, I'm getting a sense that, God, why I think it's like a friends with benefits type of thing, because it is saying that they don't even want to label their relationship. They don't want to call themselves boyfriend, girlfriend, because we haven't heard that like out of their mouths. Always see them as like, you know, pictures of them, you know, at dinner and lovey-dovey and all that. And I had explained that in my last episode of Love Neon with Matthew and Chili, that certain people who are in relationships, they don't want to put a label on it. They don't feel like they need to label anything. This could come from a case also that maybe she could be the one that wants to put a label on the relationship, and Louis could be either like, I don't want to be the one label, that kind of thing. But she want to say, okay, my boyfriend is this, and maybe he's not like that. It's either between both, or it's mainly like with him that he doesn't really want to label the relationship. Or maybe it's like he don't want to label the relationship since Eleanor, because all right, okay, y'all, let's get on to the next card. Relationship between louistomlinson and zaramcdermott. Oh wow, those two cards that fell out. Okay, let's see what these have to say. Okay, we have passion. I love satisfying all your desires. Okay, no more saying nothing of that. A lusting relationship. And the next card we have bench. Wow. I give you just enough attention to keep you around as a backup option. That's very interesting. Very interesting. As a backup option. I wonder who's that coming from. Somebody is using someone as a backup. Okay. All right. Let me grab my okay. Let's grab my Love Whispers card decks again. Let's ask how each one of them feel about each other. Let's start with Louis. Spirit, how is, or what would be, Spirit, what would be Louis' energy down the line? Or how is Louis, I'm gonna go lay down. How is Louis' energy at this time for Zara? How does he feel about Zara? Alright guys, we have one card here. Okay, so we have legal matters. We have justice, divorce, balance, judgment. So I know justice is irrelevant. Divorce is definitely irrelevant because they're not married. Judgment, I don't know if that could happen down the line, but the word I'm looking at is balance. So this could be an indicator that he looks at Zara as having a sense of balance in his life. He might feel like that he was unbalanced before he met her, and it just sounds like that, you know, it's a good thing to be able to engage with a female. So he finds like a sense of balance with her. Let's see what else we can get. Louis Thomason, Spirit, what else does he feel? What else does he feel towards Zara? The most precise response. Allow the cards to come out of the deck. Okay guys, the next card that we have for him, we have mystery, unknown, enigma, illusion, confusion. Okay, so he is finding, or he may find out like down the line, that Zara's ways could be like a mystery to him. It could be at times like confusing or unknown. He's not sure about what she wants, or, you know, how she is. It could be one of those cases where, let's just say him and her having a conversation, she may try to talk to him about one thing, and he could be thinking to himself like, what is it, like, if she were to ask me to do this, what is the purpose of it? Like, what is the mystery? Like, what is going on? And it could be like certain occasions where he may feel confused about certain things. All right, so let's go to Zara. Let's go to Zara now. How does Zara feel? All right, guys, we have unfinished business. It's not over. Patterns, back and forth, baggage. So this is really interesting. This is really interesting. And this is one of the thoughts that I kind of got into my head, and I didn't really want to come out with it, but upon, like, you know, doing research, looking at pictures, looking at her, looking at him, and feeling this energy, the unfinished business card. So I feel like that there is something, allegedly, there's something going on with her. The unfinished business. So, you know, I told you guys in the beginning, you guys know the story, at least you guys that are fans of her and definitely fans of Louis, was that she just came out of a 5-year relationship with her ex-boyfriend. 5 years, suddenly they broke up. And then she had met Louis, and now, you know, she's getting it on with Louis. It's also reported that the ex had found someone else, and it said that her ex is with a contestant that used to be a contestant on the same show she was on. I don't know if they were within the same seasons. I don't know. I don't care. I don't look at love shit like that. But looking at this, it could be allegedly that she could be the one that is using Louis. She's using Louis as a payback. And this unfinished business card, you see it's not over, patterns back and forth. This stems from her relationship. I wonder how quick it was that they broke up, because if they had broke up not too long and she clicked well with Louis, she's using Louis as a shield, as the blocking off the hurt. If the ex had cheated first, obviously she's hurt by it. And what do you do after you've been with somebody for 5 years? You lay with them, you live with them, you eat with them, you talk to them on the phone every day. You're not used to it, so immediately you're jumping onto the next thing. And Louis could be just saying, hey, I haven't been with nobody for a minute, I just want to enjoy this relationship. That's how I feel as though that this is one of these relationships that are lustful. It's just for him to get off some steam, you know what I mean? And for her to shield the hurt. So the unfinished business card definitely comes from her, and it comes from the baggage. See, we have the baggage of that ex relationship. She's shilling off the hurt. She using our Louis. Don't be, see, I said that this whole was using our Louis. He don't need that. He do not need that, okay? Spirit, what else? So the bench card come from her, as you guys can see. All right, Spirit, pertaining to Lord have mercy. Child. So what else? Okay, this hussy. What else is she feeling? How does she feel regarding Louis? How is she feeling about Louis? Okay, we have two cards here, you guys. We have family, generations, children, ancestors, origin. And we have heartbreak, hurt, betrayal, grief, and disappointment. So it appears to me that going back to a roll of dice card with her, she had a feeling, from what I feel like, that she knows that Louis is a heartbreaker, and she's going to end up with heartbreak. Or oh my God, I'm so sorry. Guys, I deeply apologize. Yes, this hussy, she is heartbroken. It appears with her, her energy is going towards the ex. That's why I feel like it's dragging towards the ex. It ain't nothing to pertain with Louis at all. This is her energy right now. Heartbreak. I said, how does she feel about Louis? There's no heartbreak. They just got together. There's no heartbreak that's happening just like that. So this shows that she's heartbroken over this ex. She's heartbroken over the ex and using Louis as a cover up to shield out their hurt. We have this one: family, generations, children's, ancestors, origin. This could come from. Let me get my yes or no cards here. Hold up, yeah. Hold up, y'all. This is a very interesting read. Okay. There's no way. Spirit, pertaining to Zara McDermott. I'm sorry, I keep saying her name wrong. Pertaining to Zara McDermott. Does Zara McDermott want to have a child with Louis? It came out very quickly. Ah, okay. Very, very interesting. Right, guys, we have yes, yes, and more yes. Family, generations, children, ancestors, origin. Oh boy. So guys, if she wanted influencers like the guy, like the, you know, like Black China and them that would be engaged with these artists and then be like trying to have a baby from. If you guys look at the reading, what I did on Louis, I did get an indicator that Louis is going to have another child down the line. I have a feeling Freddie is not going to be his only child. He's going to have a child down the line once it feels like he has met the wrong one. I mean, I'm sorry, not the wrong one. Once it's clear that he has met the right one, he's going to have another child. Let me ask this real quick. Let me see. Let's ask this. Spirit pertain to Zara. Does Zara, she want children? Is she ready for kids? zaramcdermott, is she ready to have a child? Let's see, is she ready to have kids? Okay, whether if it's saying like, okay, she's trying to have kids with Louis here, we got not happening. Not happening. As I was saying in the question, you guys heard me, said does Zara allegedly want to have a child with Louis? Says yes, yes, and more yes. However, Spirit is saying allegedly it ain't happening, Captain. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. All right, y'all. All right. Okay, so we have a total of 3 cards. 3. All right, y'all. Let's see what else we're going to get. Let's ask about how do they feel about one another. I will leave an addition to add a bonus card to the mix. Okay, we're going to start with Louis. Spirit pertaining to Louis. How does Louis Tomlinson feel about Zara? I know you guys seen that. We got player. I'm more interested in the thrill of the chase than forming meaningful relationships. Oh boy. We got player. Okay, so you know Capricorns are overly jealous. All right. And lastly, with zaramcdermott, how does she feel about Louis? Tomlinson. Okay, this one card we have. Alright guys, we have losing interest. I just don't feel the same way anymore. Alright y'all. These are our 7 cards, and I decided to go a little extra too. Alright, let's see if we can get any secret messages. Let me put them in the center here and move all these aside. Alright, pertaining to the 2. Alright, the 6 card spread. So what do we have? What do we have? Okay, so we do have 4 or more broken hearts. So 4 or more broken hearts in the reading indicates obstacles, challenges in a short-term relationship that will not last. All right. So we have that. And you would need 3 lovebirds, 3 broken hearts. Okay, so it looks as though, guys, we did get a quick response. This, to me, overall, what I feel with this relationship between Louis and Zara, that this is a relationship, and if to be honest, overall, I'm gonna put Louis in this too. This is a relationship to deal with one's coping. With Louis, the passing of Liam, and with her, the ending of her relationship with her ex. It's basically, it sounds like to me like it is more of like a comforting each other, friends with benefits type of thing. I don't see where it would be serious. It's just overall them two being together to deal with one's hurt, to have each other's company, having a good time, that kind of thing. So for now, I don't see anything serious down the line, not coming from my perspective. Will it be serious down the line? I don't think so. But from the looks of it, to me, it's definitely more like I just need a person for comfort, a person to get all this stress off of me, all this hurt, to make me forget about this person, to make me forget about certain things that could be going on. So that is one of these situations pertaining to these two. Okay. Alrighty. And then let's hope for the best of them. Mainly, let's hope for her, because she's the one at this moment that she is hurting. So hopefully Louis could take the edge off of the pain. Okay. All right, you guys. So that concludes this part of this segment, and we're going to continue with the next one. All right, guys, we are back. So now we are going to do the love reading on Mariah Carey and her alleged boyfriend, the andersonpaak. I can't really clarify if they declare themselves boyfriend or girlfriend, but back to what I was saying in the introduction, that sounds like that, yes. Allegedly, they are an item. And I have to say allegedly because, we don't want to put any details out there. Because as I said in the disclaimer, unless it comes out of the person's mouth, then it's accurate. Okay? So we're going to leave it at that. So I am going to do the same thing that I done in the previous reading. I'm going to take out a total of 6 cards. I did explain about how these cards work, and if you guys want me to repeat the same information, I just advise you to check out an old episode of the series if you want to get a little bit more in depth, because I don't want to explain it. Don't want to make this video too long. Okay, so I also said my prayers. I blessed myself upon the reading. I asked God and Spirit to assist with me within this reading upon what is the current energy that is surrounding both Mariah and Anderson. And we're all set and we're good to go. So let's get started. So the first card I'm going to pull, I'm going to ask the same question. Oh, my ring is knocking. Oh goodness. I'm going to ask the same question. What can Mariah Carey and andersonpaak expect this year within their relationship? Now, this is between the both of them. So let's see what the cards have to say. I feel like the card is trying to slip out. Okay, in this case it kind of fell out as I was doing the shuffling. Let's see what the first card we have. So wow, okay, I didn't really expect that, y'all. Okay, we have allegedly abusive. I know you don't deserve to be treated like this, but I am acting out a pattern of abuse that's really deeply rooted in me. All right, you guys, so I don't think Anderson or Mariah is abusive at all. Okay? Okay. But we're going to see what other cards that we're going to get, and we're going to see if this resonates with. Now, with abuse, just because it says abuse, no one is not hitting nobody. I don't feel that at all. Okay? Mariah's too old for that, and so is Anderson. Ain't none of that going on. Ain't never been none of that. So I'm saying it out of my mouth, okay? That's what I'm saying. Y'all could think what you want, but no, it's nothing to do with that. The word abuse could resonate, allegedly. And you know I told y'all what I feel about Anderson, right? How I feel like how Mariah, you know, she's been through a lot, and we don't want our girl to be hurt by this man, allegedly. So what other terms could you say abuse? We can say allegedly verbal abuse, mental abuse, not physical, but just those two words, allegedly. Allegedly, okay? All right, so what I'm gonna do with this card, we're definitely gonna put it over to the side. Screw with pulling out 6 cards and maybe a total of 8 again. I really don't want to go through to have like such a long reading, but hey, you guys have the patience for it. Please stay. All right, so let's see what else we're going to get. Spirit, is there anything else you can tell me regarding what can Mariah Carey and Anderson... Okay, so you have one that fell forward. So between the two, since my cards is facing the back way, we're going to go with this card here. So let me just take everything out. Backwards, backwards. Okay, so the next card that we have synergy. We could achieve so much together than we would individually. Okay, so it looks as though that this is a relationship where allegedly I feel like one can build off of the other, because you see what this says, we can achieve so much together than we would individually. So this could be like a relationship where one or both can collaborate together. Let's just think of like Mariah and Anderson. Yes, they are entertainers in the music industry. There could be like some future music that could be coming out. Anderson, I believe he composed songs. He may write songs, if I'm not mistaken. That's why him and Bruno was, they were ecstatic together. So I do believe that, yes, he is a songwriter. So is Mariah Carey. She is an exceptional songwriter. And you have these two talents into one. And I feel like that this is another one of those like benefits that would be helpful within the relationship. Like both of them will be able to share that love for song making and songwriting, and then with us as the fans, we will be able to enjoy. They may come up with an album together. You never know. They may do the whole Selena Gomez and the Benny Blanco thing where they'll have an album together and it'll be all lovey-dovey. And to be honest, I'll be up for it. You know, I'm not gonna knock it. You know, we got some good talents here. You know, both Mariah and Anderson are good with that. So if they were to do it, I'd be up for it like 100. I would be so like, and I've been have to catch up on my Mariah Carey music, you know, so I'll be down with it. So this could be a sign, y'all, that they're connected to each other in the music realm. There be allegedly maybe an album coming out, so you guys need to look up for that. So we do have some good things. I'm hoping that abusive card does not like, mess up with things, okay? It could be an error. Alright guys, so I'm gonna pause with those two cards. Let me put the abuse card over here. I'm just gonna tilt this sideways. Let's see what we can get on using my What's the News Oracle card deck. What's the news? Okay. Alright guys, so what's the news? Alright, so let's see what else we can get pertaining to Mariah Anderson within their relationship. Spirit, what is allegedly the news? What is the news that is going on between Mariah and Anderson? Alright guys, we have the first card. You see how it flipped out? We have new boo, new love, learning each other, flirtations. So you guys, it is still in that phase. I do believe that I said that Mariah and Anderson, they have been dating for a couple of months, but it appears that, okay. Alright, it appears that they're still in that lovey-dovey phase. They are still, getting to know one another, being flirtations, doing things that couples will do. Let me show you guys this picture real quick. If I can show you, let me flip it, because I think I saved it. Boom. Okay, this one right here. So you can tell that Mariah Anderson, they're still are trying to figure out one another. This is a picture of him and her and, her beautiful twins. Oh my God. Guys, I am so amazed just how big her babies got. And they're absolutely adorable. Oh my goodness. Nick Cannon, you fool. That's all I got to say. You fool. But yeah, so they're still at that phase where they are getting to know one another. I'm not sure who this is. This looks like a sister. I wonder if he has a sibling. They look just alike, but yeah, that's cool. So they're getting to know one another, getting to know each other's families. So it's still in a good headspace within the relationship. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the regular photo. Wait, maximize it. Okay, we're gonna use this one. Alrighty, let's see what else we can get. Okay, I see this card sticking out, and I know that another one had fell. Let's see what these two have to say. We have spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, untrustworthy. Ooh, I wonder what's that about. What is that about? Very interesting. See, it seems like, guys, every time it's like one could never be happy. It's like you can never be in a space where you can just be with your loved one, be with your family, doing whatever without having this negative cloud over your head. Now, when I think of like spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, untrustworthy, of course, with Mariah Anderson, with them being well-known people, you know, publics out there, be aware of people starting some shit. This is a warning. Like, be aware. This could be an ex-lover. This could be someone salty between them. I'm definitely getting a feeling like it's something to do with an ex-lover. I'm getting a feeling this could come from on Anderson's side, or it could come from Mariah as well, because from what my understanding, I know she has, you know, like Nick Cannon. Nick could feel salty due to the fact that, and this allegedly, he could feel salty due to the fact that now Mariah is with Anderson, or Anderson, he was in a relationship with his ex-wife. I don't know if I can say ex-wife, baby mama, but I'm going to say ex-wife out of respect. I don't know much other than that she is from Korean descent. So his ex-wife is Korean. And she could feel salty in some kind of way. She could come up and say, like, okay, Anderson is not good, and, you know, all this blah, 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 and, you know, how he was behind the scenes, and, blah, 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 and all of that. So them two need to be on their P's and Q's pertaining to this, because someone could know one or the other secrets, and they're threatened to spill the beans if they were to, you know, like, mess up. The next card that we have Virgo. Chemistry, intense passion, things are heating up. So, you guys, this is I'm getting to feel like this is an intense relationship. Like, Mariah is feeling some kind of way. And I would say Anderson too. They both feel some kind of way being within this relationship. I'm just curious, is this one of the moments where one had a crush and now they're experiencing, like, if you guys heard, I'm just curious, if you heard Anderson say that one of his celebrity crushes is Mariah Carey, and he was blessed with this opportunity of being with this beautiful woman, and he's like living it out. And, you know, with Mariah, she has like that fire, because, you know, she is in, you know, Aries. I can't think of what Anderson's sign is, but he could fall under a Libra. I'm not sure. You know, let me check it out. Let me see. Oh, okay, guys, so I had to check upon his zodiac sign. So he falls under the sign of an Aquarius. So, wow, it's one of those type of relationships. Okay. Okay. I'm suddenly thinking of my mother and my stepfather, who falls under the same zodiac, and I'm looking back at that card, but I'm hoping it's different. It's different. Okay, but right now at this time, this is what is going on right now, that the relationship is still hot. It's still fire. They're having really good chemistry together, enjoying one another's company, lovey-dovey. Everything is good. So far, so good. Okay, let's pull out one more card. I'll do a 4. Let's do the 4th one. Okay. Okay, so I found it odd. Okay, we have sipping, you guys. We have sipping, nosy, spreading rumors, gossiping. Relates to spilling the beans. So that's a strong indicator that they need to be on their P's and Q's. Let's see what this card is. We have laughter, wholeness, overjoyed, smiling. So guys, this is a good relationship here. This is good vibes between the two. We got happiness and joy, laughter, always happy, smiling, just like how they're smiling in this picture. Wow. Okay, y'all. All right. Okay. All right, so far so good. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna stop pulling on those cards there. All right, I'm just gonna grab something else. Let's go on to the next card from Love Neon. So let's see, what is the next question I can ask? Alright, let me ask individually for each person. I'm going to ask this question. We're going to start with Mariah. Spirit, what can Mariah expect from her relationship to Anderson Paak? Okay, Spirit, okay, guys, I do see a card sticking out and it's getting my attention. Ouch, guys. Wow. Okay. The next card that we have, y'all, we have friend zone. I think we're better off just friends. Wow. Okay. All right, guys, so speaking of a friend's zone, now I explained this in the last episode that I did on Chili and Matthew, that when, let's just say for example, okay, we saw Mariah and Anderson together. It is not clarified, at least from me, at least from what I have not seen, that they declared themselves boyfriend and girlfriend of a sort. Okay, this could be another one of those scenarios where they could be identifying their relationship coming from their end. You know, sometimes you hear people say, you know, like my partner, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. That could be allegedly what is going on. That is why we see the new boo card. We see the Virgo. It's kind of like they're like they're still at that fresh stage, as if when, you know, they have met each other, they're still trying to figure out each other. And also allegedly what are they calling their relationship? Are they calling like it being this or being that? And I do feel like that within a couple of months down the line, if that is the case, what would happen is that one would want more than just stating what they want to call themselves by. Like if they have like a name to call their relationship, one may want to say, hey, let's take it up to being, you know, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or a partner. But the other person may not feel ready for that as of yet, which that's why we got the friend zone card allegedly, like thinking, I think we're better off just being friends. Don't even want to say like it could be like a friends with benefits type of thing, like as if, you know, they linked up together just for publicity, allegedly, you know, like a publicity, trying to, you know, come up with a new album by acting like that they were a couple, when, you know, one may have deep feelings for the other and the other one may feel like, you know, I'm just not there with that, you know, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So that could be one of those cases as to why this card had came out. Let's pull out another one from Mariah. And since it comes off of Mariah, it could be saying like Mariah is the one that wants to take it up a notch. Was like with Anderson, he's like, I don't think I'm not ready for that as of yet. Alright. Alright guys, we have another card. If you guys can see, we have allegedly jealousy. I get jealous because I'm struggling with my own insecurities. Okay. The jealousy card could go either way. But what I'm getting, it can go either way. Anderson could feel jealous about certain things. Mariah, who's under that Aries sign, she can have strong jealousy intentions, allegedly. Okay? There could be some jealousy within the relationship. Alright, you guys. Now, with Mariah, let's go on to Anderson. Alright, Spirit. Now with Anderson, what can Anderson Paak expect for his relationship to Mariah Carey? Alright, you guys, we have love. I'm starting to fall head over heels for you. Alright, y'all, so allegedly he's feeling like he's in love. He's in love now. Okay, so since during the fact that, backtrack a little. Since he has a love card, let's go back to the friend zone. Now the friend zone could fall under. Okay. So she could be the one. Mariah could be the one that's saying like, oh, you're in love with me. You want to be serious with me. But I think we need to keep it like this. So that kind of flip around there, that she could be the one that's calling the shots pertaining to that. If he's feeling like this, let's see what else we're going to get. Alright, Spirit. What else can Anderson Paak expect from his relationship with Mariah Carey? What can Anderson Paak expect? Okay. We have another card, you guys. We have family. Family is very important to me. How would you feel about us becoming a family? So, guys, allegedly, Anderson now is dead serious on making Mariah. Okay. He's dead on serious. I really do feel like that he definitely had a crush on her back in the day. And again, if you guys are aware of this, let me know that down in the comment section. But yeah, he is in love. He is in love. He's in love. He's happy, and he definitely wants a family. He definitely wants a family. Now, I'm not saying about like having a child, but he wants to have a family with her. Like if she were to say, do you want to get married? I feel like that he will not hesitate, because that's how much allegedly that he is in love with her. So he is smitten with her. Okay. We got that smitten card. So he has two wedding rings. I ain't never really expect that. Okay, all right. Go on, Anderson. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's pull out the true emotional energy. So I'm just going to take out a total of 3 cards. Again, I don't want to be long. I'm going to start with Anderson on this. Spirit pertaining to Anderson Paak. What is the true emotional energy on Anderson Paak surrounding his relationship with Mariah Carey? Okay, I do see 2 cards come out. Alright guys, so these are the 2 cards that I have. We have round and round, cycles, triggers, lessons. Round and round, cycles, triggers, lessons. So with this card here pertaining to Anderson, I'm not sure if this is something that Spirit could be saying to him, because what I'm getting, this is what it could say. It could say that Spirit is allowing him to, with this opportunity of being with Mariah, there could have been some things that he could have done allegedly in his last relationship, like his last marriage to his ex-wife, and it could have brought like a certain trigger to him. But if not, this could be like a lesson, could be a lesson well learned, like could be one of those cases like appreciate what you have. I feel like it's something to do with ego. His ego maybe a little bit too high, and he was so high up he couldn't come down, which that could have caused his marriage to break up. And now allegedly he could have like this opportunity again with Mariah, allegedly. And the Spirit's telling him that learn from the lessons of your past and put it into perspective within this relationship. And then following that card, you guys, we have another family card. So it's a strong indicator, a very strong indicator. Okay, this card seems to come out. And we have the third card. We have workplace affair, you guys. Workplace affair. Now with the workplace affair, depending on the cards that I got on Anderson so far, I don't want to say that allegedly a workplace affair will happen or is currently happening. I don't think that. I feel like that this card came out because this could be one of the cases where Anderson could have met Mariah and the relationship could have started as a workplace affair. They could have been engaged with each other allegedly longer than what the media had discovered when they were caught together having dinner together. So they could have been talking to each other like way before it came out within the media. So this could have been one of the cards that indicate that. Okay, let's pull out an extra one for Anderson. Like, why not? Okay, I do see another card that's getting my attention. My eyes is following that. The fourth card, you guys, we have Spell Love. So does he feel like he's under a spell with Mariah? I put a spell on you. Alright, you guys. This could be another case where he's so in love. It's almost like that he's under a spell with Mariah. Wow. We have Spell Love, everybody. Spell Love. That is something, like, he really does feel like that he's definitely like in love with her to a point like he's like in the spell. That is so neat. All right, you guys, so let me do something else now. For Mariah, I would like to try, let's do my Burning Heart Love Oracle. Okay, since Anderson is showing all of this love, why not? Let's use those. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Okay, the Burning Heart for Mariah Carey. Alrighty, so Spirit now to Mariah. What are her thoughts? What are her thoughts that you could articulate within this card deck regarding her feelings towards andersonpaak? Just so you know. Okay. We have a card that came out. So the first response, we have, you're always on my mind. Always on my mind. So, even with her, it went to the left. Second card, you tame my demons. You tame my demons. Yeah, this is definitely coming from her. Scratch that off. It's coming from her. Because we already know about Mariah's struggles with her mental health. This could be why the abuse card came out, you guys. Like what I was saying earlier about the abuse card. That could be like mental abuse, verbal abuse. Now it's like maybe not with verbal, but it could be something to do like with mental. Because, you know, Mariah has dealt with mental illness, and now since she's in this relationship with Anderson, it's something that he's doing. It's something that he's doing to tame that other side of her that, you know, that is threatening to come out. He's keeping her in her place. Okay, which is a good thing. All right. Okay, we have I regret what I did to you. I don't know how to handle my emotions right now. Very interesting. I regret what I did to you. So allegedly, was there a moment where Anderson had approached Mariah and she kind of gave him the boot? And this could be the time. Now, I forgot to mention about Mariah's other relationship with this guy. I can't think of his name, but she's been with him for a certain amount of years. He was a handsome guy. And she never married the dude. And I guess that he stuck around because I guess he was hoping that he was going to get married like the other guy that did the same shit to Brittany. But Mariah was smart because she's been through it. And when he left, this what could have ended up messing with like her mental health at times, when, you know, like she's by herself, not really like by herself like with her kids, but it could have been like, like the old version of her coming back and things that she experienced in her past. And that could threaten to come out and could affect her. And when she met Anderson, that was when she was in her happy place. So now it's definitely like that energy is definitely coming from Mariah. So I feel like that I regret what I did to you, and I don't know how to handle my emotions. That could be something that she could be working on, allegedly, like behind the scenes. And Anderson could be helping her with that. Alright guys, let's pull out 2 more. Mariah's thoughts. Okay. Alright, so we have 2 or 3. Wow, that came out. Alright, so yeah, she's seriously going through like some mental stuff right now. But we have, I don't feel like I deserve you. I let people manipulate me into ghosting you. I'm holding on to the memories of us. Wow, so there's a little bit of things going on her end that she's fighting with mentally, allegedly. Anderson is coming with her, between her, like with one way, but it's another. If you guys understand what I'm saying with her, so that is that. Alright, you guys, so let's see here. With the neon love cards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said I was going to pull out a total of 8. Alright, we have 43 minutes, 17 seconds and counting. So let me think of one more question to ask. A very good question to ask. Let's see. Okay, we already see about how they feel, especially with Anderson. He's just like there. Okay. And then we ask for her. Let's ask this. What are there any red flags? Are there any red flags within this relationship? I'm gonna ask this first question. Spirit, between Mariah Carey and Anderson Paak, are there any red flags pertaining to this relationship? Okay guys, the next card we have red flag. How did I work a red flags card when I'm questioning? I just say, are there any red flags within the relationship? Then I get a card that says red flags. Really? So you guys, we have red flags. You promise yourself you'll never date someone like me again. So again, you guys, this to me is like another one of these mental cards. This is oh, I don't even want to say Mariah, but the cards already read and that there's some kind of like a mental thing that's going on. Like, you promise yourself you'll never date someone like me again. So it's how one is looking at the other and how the other is looking at, but this don't even make no sense, not even to me, because we already see like Anderson is bringing in that loving energy. He's bringing in that loving energy. So I'm trying to figure out like the red flags. You promise yourself you'll never date someone like me again. Like, is it like she doesn't want someone to like love her, or she's looking for someone because he's madly in love with her? So I'm really trying to understand this, you guys. So This is rather odd. It's almost like someone, it's like you have someone good in front of you and you're feeling like you don't. I'm thinking that this is what I'm thinking. Going back to this card, like, I feel like I don't deserve you. This is coming out of Mariah's response. I don't feel like I deserve you. And you promise yourself you'll never date someone like me again. That's like a mental battle going on with her, allegedly. Let me, before we pull out the last card, let me see the true emotional energy that is surrounding Mariah. I wouldn't even be surprised, you guys, if a spiritual card comes out. You know, that man would look like he's turning his head and shit. Let's see what is the true emotional energy surrounding Mariah regarding Anderson. And Spirit, pertaining to Mariah Carey, what is the true emotional energy surrounding Mariah Carey regarding her relationship to Anderson? Alright guys, we have one card here. Next card we have from Mariah, we have too late. Too late. Girl. See if this card is sticking out. The next card we have pop the question. Pop the question. So guys, this goes back to Anderson cards. Pop the question. Allegedly. Okay. Allegedly, don't be surprised. I feel like that with all the love cards and the energy that he's bringing. Okay. Let's see. And Anderson. Okay, we have fucked up over you. Okay, let's pull out for one more. Okay, we have one more card, you guys. We have the Queen Bee card. Secure, confident, boss bitch, career focus. Career focus. So with Mariah, with this card here, this card is a typical, you know, this comes out pertaining to any like celebrity, especially a person that is career focused. So Mariah could be, and this is what she could have always done, she uses her career as a shield so she wouldn't have to think about things within when she's in relationships, like romantic relationships. She uses that as a cover, and this could be one of the things that could be like an issue as to why I feel like that. It sounds like to me like she won't fully open up, like she's having a hard time like welcoming in this loving, head over heels, I'm in love with you type of relationship energy. Type of energy that Anderson is giving her. And she could be covering like up herself, like covering up her feelings using her career, like trying to stay focused within her career, because it sounds like it's a fear, allegedly like a fear that she doesn't want to get hurt anymore. She doesn't want to feel like this. Fucked up over you. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to put those aside. Let's go back to the Love Neon. We're going to try to pull out for one more card. And the final question I'm going to ask is, what would be the says, what would be the overall thing that would happen between Mariah Carey and Anderson this year? Spirit pertaining to Mariah Carey, Anderson .paak, what would be the major big thing, allegedly the big thing that will happen for Mariah Carey and Anderson .paak this year? And by this year, I mean that a year, 12 months. Alright guys, we have our final card. We have friends with benefits. I am not looking for anything serious. I wouldn't mind being friends with benefits. Friend zone. I think we're better off just being friends. So you guys, it looks like to me, again, Anderson is smitten with Mariah, but with Mariah herself, she is not bringing in that energy. Allegedly, Anderson could feel like he's so much in love with her, he may attempt to propose to her. But with all the other stuff with her going on, it's not going to work that way, unfortunately. Allegedly. Okay, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So it's like one wants to put in one effort, the other one is like, no, she just can't do it. Okay. All right, you guys, so we pulled out a total of 8 cards, and I'm going to get them all together and we're going to see if we have any hidden messages. All right, you guys, we are back, so let's go over the cards that we have pulled out. Okay, first card, we have jealousy. Ouch. Second card, we have synergy. We have family. We have love. We have red flags. We have friend zone. We have abusive. And we have friends with benefits. Alright, you guys, so let me check to see if we have any secret messages. It is a slight possibility that we do not, but I'm just going to double check. So, okay, I do see 1 lovebird and 2 rings, but that's only if you have like a soulmate card and a perfect match card, so that is a no-no. We don't see no roses and a Cupid's arrow. We have 2 rings, but we need like a total of 3, which symbolizes long-term commitments. So you guys, long story short, we have no secret messages of this part, so it is declared uncertain. Okay, and you know what I told you guys, if there's a case where Mariah and Anderson are still together, I will do another reading on them within a couple of months or whenever I feel the need to. So just be on the lookout for that. But let's wish the couple some luck, at least on Mariah's end, because again, Anderson does feel smitten with her. So we have that. All right, you guys, so this concludes this segment of Love Neon pertaining to Mariah Carey and Anderson .paak, and with that being said, we're gonna go over to the next segment. All right, guys. Oh, excuse me. We are back. So we are at the final segment of this episode. We're going to be doing the love pool on the alleged relationship between Pedro Pascal and Jenniferaniston. I don't know why I paused there for a second. Okay, I guess because I just ate chips and they're having a problem with digesting. But anyway, so before I even touch any cards, okay, any cards at all, any love neon cards, okay, I have my yes or no cards here. All right, remember what I told you guys also pertaining to these two when they were photographed together. It looks as though that they were in like a meeting for a new movie. Of course, you know, he's an actor, she's an actress, you know, that's their job. I wanted to get a feel before I even think about pulling any energy at all pertaining to this, because Pedro, he's not new to me pulling. Jennifer, I'm new pulling on her. We already know the backstory of them both. I already told you guys my thoughts and opinions about Pedro, and I even gave him a love reading of a future spouse. And yeah, so but it seems like not now at this time, depending if he's dating Jennifer Aniston or not. We're not sure, but we're going to find out. So I have my yes or no cards here. I had reorganized them to see if I can get a response. So I want to ask before I do anything else, is Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston allegedly are dating? Okay, so I have my cards here and we're gonna see what we can get. Now, I'm not gonna pull out any cards out of the deck. I don't care if they come sticking out. I want it to fall. If anything, I'm asking Spirit for it to fall on its back, and whatever the response, that is what we're gonna go about. Okay, if it's a no, then this concludes another episode of Love Neon with Celebrities. Okay, because I ain't no point of unless you guys want me to do another video. So, you know, the video is already long enough. We did 2 segments. Okay, all right, so let's see what we're gonna get. Spirit, pertaining to Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston, are they allegedly dating? Is Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston, are they dating? Just give me a straight yes or no answer. Is Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston are dating? And a card comes out, you guys. We have yes. We have yes. So, with that being said, we're going to start with the reading. Okay. All right. Okay. So, let's see what cards we're going to use. All right. So, let's start with the Love Neon card deck. Okay. So, let me put this right here. Alrighty, y'all. So, the first question I'm going to ask, Spirit, pertaining to Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston, what can they allegedly expect this year in their love life? All right, you guys. Okay. First card we have hookup. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Oh, okay. All right, now. Okay, Pedro. So you guys see it with your own eyes. It ain't a serious thing. It's not a serious thing. No, it's one of those things where something happened. Something allegedly happened between the two. And they could be, you know, which they are allegedly that they are, according to my yes or no cards. But it's simply no more than this. It's just a thing about, oh, okay, I'm having a good time, but I'm not going to be around long. Okay, so we have hookup. Alright, let's go on to the next. Spirit, what else can you tell us regarding the relationship of Pedro Pascal and Jenniferaniston? Alright, the next response we have that kind of fell out there, we have interested. I'm definitely interested into finding out how our worlds would mesh together. So someone appears to be interested, even though that this is what appears to be allegedly a short fling. There is someone that is interested. Just curious on how they were to go about being together. Let's see here. Let's get what we have. Let's use the Romance Angels. The Romance Angels Oracle. And let's pull a total of 4 of them out. Okay, so Spirit, what can you tell me regarding the relationship of Pedro Pascal, and Jenniferaniston? I already have the first response here. Wow, we have soulmate. You have found your romantic counterpart. Now, remember I told you guys about, you know, these false segments of a soulmate? Like, one could be either thinking that this person is their soulmate, or this could be a case where they could have met each other in a past life. But more of all, just because you see a soulmate card, that does not infiltrate that person being your soulmate. I feel like it's one of those feelings when you're just in love and you're enjoying that one's company, and you're enjoying the lust and the satisfaction and the thought of having someone with you and being with you. That's one thing. So it's either Jennifer or Pedro. In this case, well, I feel like it could be Jennifer, because Pedro is, I already told y'all about him. I already told y'all Pedro's relationship. Wow, they all went all over the place. Okay, well, since they all flew, let's see what each one of them has to say. We have a benefit of a doubt. Give your relationship a chance. The next one, falling in love. Sudden feelings that this is the one. So, yes, it could be one of those cases, going back to the interested card, you guys, that someone could be feeling like they're falling in love with the other person. Suddenly feeling like this is the one, allegedly. Let's see what these two are. These two are a perfect match. You complete each other in the most harmless way. And the next one that we have honest communication. Expect a heart-to-heart conversation. So this could be like a type of relationship that one is they could be like has certain things in common. From what my understanding, I know both Pedro and Jennifer don't have children, so that's one thing that they could relate to. Maybe they're having like heart-to-heart conversations on things that they could have dealt with in their past, and you know, how to try to find, you know, themselves a better outcomes for each other, if I'm making sense. Okay, so we're gonna start with those cards there. Let's see. Did I use these on Pedro before? Let's use them on Jennifer. Let's go on Jennifer, because I feel like I did use them on Pedro. We'll use the Heart's Hidden Secrets on him. Let's see. Spirit, for Jennifer Aniston, what is the true emotional energy of her surrounding Pedro Pascal? What is her true feelings, her true emotional feelings about him? And one falls out. We have the Queen Bee card again. Secure, confident, boss bitch, career focus. Okay. This could be like a part of her that's saying like she's focusing on herself. Like she may be feeling these feelings coming in regarding Pedro, but she's loving herself. And it sounds like she could be putting herself first before she thinks about a relationship. Okay, we have another card that fell out. We have... Wow. Ladies and gents, we have a pregnancy card. A pregnancy fake news DNA. Now this definitely would be... Okay, so let's say this. It could be allegedly that someone would run their mouth, don't know what the hell that they're talking about, stating that Jennifer and Pedro are pregnant with child. Okay, and in turn, this is what's going to be fake news, pregnancy fake news DNA, because I don't feel like that Jennifer would have a baby. That's not what I feel like. I already told y'all about Pedro that I feel like he is going to settle down with someone who's younger, like a female in their 30s. He's not going to settle for Jennifer. That's what I feel like. I didn't get an indication at all of him being with someone closest to his age. He's going to gravitate towards someone who's younger. Not really young, but at least someone in their 30s. So somebody is running the narrative of this because of the fact that Jennifer and Pedro, you know, were seen together. If they were seen a lot more, then someone's going to run around the narrative saying like, oh, okay, Jennifer Aniston's pregnant. The same thing that they said that Obama and Jennifer Aniston were dating. Like, what kind of mess is that? Had me wasting my energy on that bogus crap. All right, so that's the second card. Let's see what else we're going to get. All right, you guys, we have fed up, and we have memories. Fed up, memories. So I think like with the fed up card, I feel like that, let's say within a few months, Pedro and Jennifer would be, let's just say they're a couple. There could be like some things that would interfere within the relationship. I don't know about Jennifer's background. Again, I feel allegedly about Pedro's background, but not hers. But there could be a time where something is going to come up pertaining to the relationship. She may get fed up about something and then just say, you know, I had it. That's why we see the Queen Bee card, you know, staying focused in her duties. I would say like within her career or within the family. The memories card, I feel like that this is a card that, of course, when one is done with the other or during a time when they're in, you know, this union together, she will have like memories she will remember of Pedro. So we have that. Alright, you guys, we're going to go on to Pedro. Let me get my Heart's Hidden Secrets Oracle card deck. Mind the noise. I'm just reorganizing here. Oh, it's hot. Okay, y'all. So, Heart's Hidden Secrets for Pedro. So, let's ask, taking the 4 cards, how does Pedro feel about Jenniferaniston? Alright, guys, so this is a very familiar card because I believe that I had spoken of this before pertaining to Pedro. We have distance, separation, space, blockage. Space or blockage. So it appears that on his end, what I feel, that he is not trying to get close to her. And it's allegedly he is the one that is looking at it this way. He's not trying to get close to her. We also have sorrow, loss, grief, depression. I don't remember if I said Pedro goes through bouts of depression. It's something I have to look back upon, but allegedly he's in this stage. I'm not sure if he lost a relative. And the third card we have rejection, abandon, dismiss, irrational fear. So this card came out because it could be like the reason why he's being distant is because he is scared of being rejected, which I don't feel like Jennifer is bringing in that direction, but that could be like I was telling you guys about Pedro and his the past lovers that he has been engaged to. So, but it appears that he doesn't want to be close to Jennifer. Okay, let's pull out one more card. Pedro Hill. Guys, we have possibilities, free-spirited, adventure, risk. So this shows a person that is like a free-spirited fire sign. Now Pedro is a fire sign. I feel like he simply is not ready overall for a relationship. He wants to be more like this. That's why he wants to have like a certain distance within himself. And the interested card definitely I feel comes from Jennifer, but on his part he's not feeling it. These 3 other cards came out. We have influences, attachments, third parties, peers. We have broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed, which is another thing that could resonate with Pedro's past love life. And the last one we have healing, releasing, purifying, cleansing. So Yeah, you guys, he has some work that he needs to work on himself. Again, this is not new. That when it comes down to love, he really has some issues. And from what I remember, the episode I did on him and within Love Neon, is that he really needs to start working on his healing, because he has a bunch of things that have went on within his love life within the past, and he has to come out of that in order to meet someone special. Fortunately for him, you know, I told you allegedly what kind of person he will meet, because he is still around that same energy. But yeah, he has to come up out of it. Okay, you guys, I don't have much time. I will take the opportunity to pull out 2 more cards with these 2, and we're going to wrap it up. So we're going to do a 4-card spread, because this episode has been on long enough. If you guys wish for me to do more, I don't have no problem doing a separate video, but yeah, we are going to wrap this up. Let me ask 2 more questions. Let's ask, what are the red flags? Okay. Spirit pertaining to, okay, Spirit pertaining to Pedro and Jenniferaniston, what are the red flags that would be expected within this relationship? Just like that one card flew out. We have vulnerability. I love how I can completely be myself around you. Okay. But just saying, you gotta be aware. You feel comfortable, but the other one ain't feeling like that. Ouch, you guys. We have no spark. We have to admit that the chemistry just isn't there between us. And Jenniferaniston. All right, the last card we have, you guys, we have experiment. I know that this is new for you, and I appreciate how open-minded you can be. Oh boy, so you guys, someone allegedly likes to experiment. I'm not saying who. You guys take a guess with this one here. I don't mind. But the moral of the whole thing here in this situation is that this is simply like, even though I'm not sure if they have been shown recently together other than what I was showing you guys, but this just looks nothing more like, this is definitely not a serious relationship. However, feelings will come in. Of course, that's normal when you're with a person. Okay, of course, those feelings are going to come in. But one is not given, while the other one is like in a fantasy land. The other person is not giving. The other person is being distant for a reason. Okay. Just what I'm saying, what I'm feeling, okay? Because I pulled on the energy before with him. I'm like, what can you say? So I ain't going there with Pedro. We've been there with that, okay? Y'all don't ask me that no more. I already told you. Okay, so we pulled out a total of 5 cards here. I apologize. It's really short, but my time is most definitely up. And upon looking at the cards here, there are no special messages. So it is declared uncertain, but there's no need. I'm just saying, like, it's uncertain. It is what it is. It's basically like a hookup. It's something that, for one, to get their jollies off, and that's it. That's just that. And I feel sorry for Jennifer, because I feel like Jennifer is, it's going on her part, but on his part, he's like, I'm a distance myself. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But, as I always tell you guys, things change, people change, the energy may change, but I do feel like with them, it's not, you know, it's not serious. So, yeah.